If you grew up watching The Cosby Show, you probably remember Rudy Huxtable, the spunky, adorable, youngest Huxtable sibling. But Keshia Knight Pulliam has come a long way since her days on the beloved sitcom. So, what has she been up to? How did she navigate the challenges of being a former child star? Stay tuned as we take a deep dive into Keshia Knight Pulliam's incredible journey. Keshia Knight Pulliam has been working since she was a baby. Keshia Knight Pulliam may be best known for playing Rudy Huxtable on The Cosby Show, but her career actually started long before she joined the iconic sitcom. At just 9 months old, she landed her first job, a Johnson & Johnson baby product ad. From there, she continued booking commercials, and by the age of 4, appeared in 2 episodes of Sesame Street. Soon after, she secured her role on The Cosby Show, which would make her a household name. In 1985, she made her big-screen debut in The Last Dragon, kicking off a steady stream of acting roles throughout the 80s and early 90s. Looking back on her career, Knight Pulliam reflected on her journey in a 2020 interview with Entertainment Tonight, sharing how grateful she is for the path she's taken. "I've had an amazing career that so many people just dream of," she said. "From the time of 9 months old, to do something that I love, and to have such a profound impact on people's lives and their childhoods, and now their children's lives, that's a blessing." She received an Emmy nomination for The Cosby Show. Many of The Cosby Show kids have gone on to have successful careers, but Keshia Knight Pulliam made history at an incredibly young age. At just 6 years old, she became the youngest actor ever nominated for an Emmy, earning a nod for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series in 1986. Though she lost to Rhea Perlman, being recognized alongside seasoned actors decades older than her was an achievement in itself. Looking back on her time on the show, Knight Pulliam has nothing but fond memories. In a 2015 interview with Today, she reflected, "It was an amazing experience. I absolutely enjoyed my time there. The cast is definitely like a second family, and I was blessed to work for 8 years on an amazing show." Even in the wake of the disturbing allegations against Bill Cosby, she has remained firm about her personal experience, saying, "That was never my experience with him." In a November 2023 interview with People, she also addressed the controversy surrounding Cosby while defending the show's legacy. "You can't take away the work that we all collectively did," she said. "The Cosby Show was bigger than one person." Keshia Knight Pulliam left Hollywood to go to school. From a young age, Keshia Knight Pulliam dedicated herself to acting, earning widespread recognition and accolades for her talent. Throughout her childhood, she collected multiple award nominations and even secured a few wins, including the 1988 People's Choice Award for Favorite Young TV Performer. While her success in Hollywood was undeniable, she knew there was more she wanted to accomplish outside of the entertainment industry. When The Cosby Show ended in 1992, Knight Pulliam was still a teenager with her whole future ahead of her. Instead of staying in the spotlight, she made a bold decision to step away from acting and focus on her education. She enrolled at Spelman College, a prestigious historically black college in Atlanta, where she immersed herself in academics and community service. "At Spelman, I was an honors scholar, which is a community service-based scholarship," she shared with Guideposts in 2015. Her hard work paid off, and in 2001, she graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with a concentration in film, an education that would later prove useful when she transitioned back into the industry. Her return to acting came in 2002 with the TV movie What About Your Friends? Weekend Getaway, but her love for Spelman never faded. Over the years, she has remained deeply connected to her alma mater, often reflecting on how it shaped her as a woman. In a heartfelt 2021 Instagram post, she shared her hopes that her daughter, Ella, might one day follow in her footsteps. "Spelman taught me so much about womanhood," she wrote, posting a sweet photo of herself and Ella wearing matching Spelman College shirts. "I love sharing stories with Ella and hope she chooses Spelman or another HBCU one day. There's so much history. She became known for her role on House of Pain in 2007. For decades, sitcoms centered around quirky families have been a staple in American households. And Keshia Knight Pulliam has been fortunate enough to be part of two of the most iconic ones. After winning hearts as Rudy Huxtable on The Cosby Show, she made a triumphant return to television 15 years later, joining Tyler Perry's hit series House of Pain. Initially, Knight Pulliam's role as Miranda Payne was only meant to be temporary when she joined the show in its second season. However, her portrayal of the strong-willed and, at times, controversial character resonated deeply with audiences, ultimately securing her a permanent spot in the cast. Now, more than a decade later, she has remained a fixture on the show for an impressive 11 seasons. Reflecting on her journey with House of Pain, Knight Pulliam expressed immense gratitude for the longevity of her television career. In a 2021 interview with The Griot, she acknowledged just how rare it is to be part of not just one, but two beloved, long-running series. At the end of the day, as an actor, that's a dream. To be on a long-running television show, and the fact that I had two in my lifetime, I'm just really grateful, she shared. Beyond the personal achievement, she's also proud of the impact her roles have had on viewers. To do characters that resonate at such a visceral level with the audience, I'm grateful just to have the opportunity to bring a little bit of joy, a little bit of laughter into everyone's lives. Keshia Knight Pulliam began working with kids and young adults. By 2010, Keshia Knight Pulliam had already made her mark in Hollywood, but she felt a strong calling to give back in a more meaningful way. She wanted to make a real impact, especially on young girls who could benefit from mentorship and encouragement. That year, she founded the Camp Kizzy Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering girls aged 11 to 16 from diverse backgrounds. Through interactive workshops, confidence-building activities, and community service, Camp Kizzy provides young girls with the tools they need to believe in themselves and chase their dreams. In a 2015 interview with Guideposts, Knight Pulliam explained what inspired her to start the organization. I always knew that my niche was with kids, and I had always known that I wanted to do my own nonprofit, so I decided to start the Camp Kizzy Foundation, she said. What I've found, just in life, is that when you're living your purpose and doing what you're supposed to do, it kind of comes together for you. In 2021, she furthered her commitment to education and empowerment by teaming up with Now and Later for the number Recognize the Chew Class in Session series. As part of the initiative, she taught classes at Clark Atlanta University, drawing from her own experiences as an HBCU graduate to inspire young adults. In an interview with The Root, Knight Pulliam shared the deeper meaning behind the campaign. The CHEW stands for Champion, Hustle, Empower, and Win. It's an awesome opportunity to bring light to historically Black colleges and universities, but also to support them with the $10,000 financial grant towards starting a scholarship. More than just financial support, her goal was to instill resilience in students, reminding them that success isn't about avoiding setbacks, but about perseverance. This gives us the opportunity to tell students that the successful people aren't the ones that have been knocked down, but the ones who keep getting up, she emphasized. She did a series of reality show appearances. Reality TV has a long history of bringing in celebrities who spark nostalgia, and Keshia Knight Pulliam fits that mold perfectly. Over the years, she has made numerous appearances on game shows and reality competitions, starting with Fear Factor in 2002. Since then, she has popped up on The Mole, Celebrity Ghost Stories, and even Splash, a short-lived diving competition where stars took on high dive challenges. While it was no surprise to see her competing on television, Knight Pulliam made unexpected headlines in 2015 during season 14 of The Apprentice. Her time on the show ended when Donald Trump fired her for an unusual reason, refusing to call her former Cosby Show co-star, Bill Cosby, to ask for donations during a fundraising challenge. Speaking with Today after her elimination, she explained her decision. I know the Cosby Show is in reruns, and everyone thinks that we're this family that has dinner every Friday night, she said. But the reality was, I hadn't spoken to Mr. Cosby. I felt that it would be tactless, very rude to call someone and be like, "Hey, so let me have some money right now." Despite the controversy surrounding her exit from The Apprentice, the experience didn't turn her away from reality television. She continued making appearances, joining the cast of Celebrity Big Brother, Down to Business, and even participating in Married at First Sight, showing that she's always up for a new challenge. Keshia Knight Pulliam got married and divorced in 2016. Former NFL linebacker Ed Hartwell and Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Lisa Wu's ex-husband began dating Keshia Knight Pulliam in 2015. Their whirlwind romance quickly escalated, and just 4 months later, they tied the knot on January 1, 2016. However, their marriage unraveled just as fast. By July of that same year, Hartwell had filed for divorce, and their split turned messy, with both sides hurling accusations of infidelity. The situation became even more complicated when Knight Pulliam revealed she was pregnant, only for Hartwell to publicly question whether he was the father. She wanted a baby really fast, the former Baltimore Ravens star told Page 6. What I learned about her is that if she wants something, she wants it now and she's going to go get it, he continued. That's one of the reasons we actually stopped having sex. TMI. Hartwell also claimed that his ex-wife started going out with friends all the time and not telling him when she was coming home, or sometimes not coming home at all. Pulliam had some words for him, too. In an emotional interview with Entertainment Tonight, Knight Pulliam opened up about the heartbreak and betrayal she experienced. She denied Hartwell's allegations and instead claimed that he was the one who had been unfaithful. Early on in my marriage, when I was faced with this, I was ready to leave. "It's not okay," she said. In the process, I found out I was pregnant, and I had to take another hard look and decide if I wanted to try to work through this and forgive him for the sake of the child. Once I was pregnant, I did decide to give him that one last chance. She accused her ex-husband of engaging in cruel treatment while she was pregnant, causing her to suffer complications. She also accused Hartwell of plotting to harm and obstruct her pregnancy. So once she gave birth to their daughter, Ella Grace, Pulliam never invited Hartwell to the hospital. Ed basically found out at the same time as the rest of the world, a source told Page 6 at the time. Despite her efforts, the marriage ultimately ended in a bitter divorce, leading to a contentious custody battle over their daughter, Ella Grace. In the end, Knight Pulliam was awarded primary custody, while Hartwell received visitation rights and was ordered to pay $3,000 a month in child support. She has become a prominent voice in the Black community. In 2020, the United States reached a pivotal moment in confronting racism and police brutality as the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and many others ignited nationwide protests and conversations about systemic injustice. Celebrities across industries took a stand. Some marched in Black Lives Matter protests, while others used their platforms to share personal stories and demand change. Among these outspoken advocates was Keshia Knight Pulliam, who became a vocal presence during this time, shedding light on her own experiences as a Black woman in America. In a December 2020 interview with Revolt, Knight Pulliam emphasized that fame does not shield Black people from racism. As an actress, you're not living in a bubble. You are part of our world and the experiences of this world, she explained. The reality is, no matter what your socioeconomic status is, what your profession is, if you're someone who's well-known, famous, or works an everyday job, systemic racism is real, and everyone has experienced it on a variety of different levels. She also revisited a deeply personal story she had first shared on her Candidly Keshia podcast in 2017, recounting how she had been racially profiled by a lactation consultant after giving birth to her daughter. By speaking out, Knight Pulliam hoped to empower other black women to recognize and challenge discrimination, particularly in healthcare settings where bias can have serious consequences. Keshia Knight Pulliam married her lifetime co-star in 2022. After enduring a difficult breakup in 2016, Keshia Knight Pulliam found love again, this time for good. She met her now husband, fellow actor Brad James, while working together on Pride and Prejudice, Atlanta, a 2019 Lifetime movie. Interestingly, the two were cast as siblings in the film, and while they had crossed paths many times before, this was the first time they truly saw each other in a different light. Reflecting on their first real connection, Knight Pulliam told People in an October 2023 interview, "We were actually playing brother and sister. Our paths had crossed many times before, but this was the first time we saw each other." Although they appeared to be a perfect match, their love story didn't happen overnight. The two had known each other for years before romance blossomed. Knight Pulliam recalled a moment early on when James met her family, long before they had any romantic involvement. "He came to my brother's house with all my people and met everybody, and we were literally just cast mates at the time," she shared. "5 or so years later, he's my husband, and we've made a whole other human being." The couple tied the knot in September 2022, and in April 2023 welcomed their first child together, a baby boy named Knight. With the arrival of their son, Knight Pulliam's daughter, Ella Grace, officially became a big sister, completing their beautiful family of 4. Keshia Knight Pulliam now lives off the grid with her family. Having spent most of her life in the spotlight, Keshia Knight Pulliam has found comfort in a quieter, more grounded lifestyle away from the glitz of Hollywood. In a 2023 interview with People, the actress opened up about the joy she's found living on a farm in Atlanta, Georgia, where she and her family have built a peaceful retreat. "I have been in the business my entire life, spanning over 40 years, but I've also had my own private life away from it, and I appreciate that," she shared. After stepping away from work to welcome her son, Knight Pulliam had planned to return to acting in film and television. However, just as she was preparing for her comeback, the SAG-AFTRA strike put everything on hold. While she and her husband, Brad James, are eager to get back to filming, they've been embracing this unexpected downtime together as a family. Looking ahead, Knight Pulliam is excited about the simple joys of farm life. "We live on a farm, so my husband built me a greenhouse, and we're in the process of planting, taking care of chickens and goats, and really just enjoying time as a family," she said. Why Keshia Knight Pulliam wants to stay a real-life housewife. In 2020, Keshia Knight Pulliam revealed in an exclusive interview with Entertainment Tonight that she has been approached multiple times to join reality television, but she's just not interested. When asked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she admitted that Bravo had reached out with offers, but she turned them down every time. "It's not my ministry," she explained, adding that the show simply isn't the right fit for her. As a devoted mother, Pulliam has made it clear that the only housewife title she's interested in is the real-life one. And given her private nature and focus on family, it's easy to see why she prefers to keep reality TV at arm's length. For now, at least. Why Keshia Knight Pulliam has stayed clear of reality TV and the RHOA. Rumors first began swirling in 2012 that Keshia Knight Pulliam might be making the jump to reality TV, joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta alongside stars like Nene Leakes and Kim Zolciak. But the House of Pain and Cosby Show alum quickly shut down the speculation, taking to Twitter to set the record straight. "I am not joining the cast of RHOA this season, next season, or any season. I honestly don't know where this rumor is coming from," she wrote. She even urged fans to help spread the word that she had no interest in becoming a Bravo housewife. According to Atlanta Black Star, the gossip was fueled by reports that she had been spotted filming with the cast, but Pulliam made it clear that she had no plans to trade her acting career for reality TV drama. More than a decade later, her stance hasn't changed. In a 2020 interview with Entertainment Tonight, Pulliam reiterated that reality television isn't for her. "It's a good fit for them, but not for me," she explained. Since becoming a mom, she's been especially selective about the roles she takes, prioritizing projects that showcase diversity and inclusivity. As someone who grew up on screen herself, she understands the impact of representation and wants young children, especially those who look like her, to see themselves reflected in the characters she plays. Reality TV might offer fame and attention, but for Pulliam, the real reward is in meaningful storytelling. Keshia Knight. Pulliam has built a career rooted in authenticity, choosing to stay true to herself rather than chase reality TV fame. From her early days as Rudy Huxtable to her work as an actress, producer, and advocate, she continues to evolve in ways that inspire fans. What do you think about her decision to steer clear of the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Would you have liked to see her on the show, or do you respect her choice to focus on scripted roles? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on Keshia Knight Pulliam's transformation and career journey. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned.